Welcome into episode 42 of Ramie and Drew. I am Ramie Makloff. Couldn't pronounce my own name. That is Drew Flaggy. We're a couple of Milwaukee comedians. We talk about sports and whatever other bullshit might come to mind. And Drew, it looked like we were set to come on and do a happy Bucks post game. Hey, they broke the 4-game winning streak. They put it on the Boston Celtics. They won by double digits. They led by as much as 23 points, something like that. And then Giannis on just an inbounds. He didn't have the ball. There was no contact. He was just walking up the court as the Bucks inbounded the ball with a few minutes left there in the fourth quarter. And he just goes down grabbing at his calf. Or it was the third quarter, excuse me. In the third quarter, he goes down grabbing at his calf. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you said
four-game
winning streak. I'm like, holy shit, we were on a 4-game winning streak. When did that happen?
Did I say winning streak? I'm discombobulated, dude. I'm worried about Giannis. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know all those things I said, and I just said them wrong because I am not in my right state of mind right now.
Well, good thing that I drink 1 Guinness per quarter. I do that at the bar, and I educated a lot of the people at Natio.
Good. This should be a fun show.
What a left soleus is, or soleus. So it doesn't fucking matter. It's whatever. It's his whatever. It's some tendon below his knee.
Soleus.
I don't care.
Listen,
they had the turned off. Yeah, his Spanish calf muscle. That. God damn. We just can't have a nice thing. Like, Chris Middleton gets his tooth knocked out the other day. Like, what is Dame Lillard going to just not be on SoundCloud anymore or something? Like, what's going to happen?
No, that would be that's going too far. That would be tragic. I couldn't recover from that.
So
first J. Cole apologizes for his diss track, and then Dame goes off SoundCloud. I can't do it.
Coming into this game, I was like, okay, I thought one of two things would happen. I thought the Celtics would either play everybody and just try to break our spirits really bad and be cutthroat.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Yeah, you said that.
And I said, or maybe they just rest everybody. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum was getting buckets whenever he decided to pull up and hit them. Like, Jason Tatum would hit a bucket whenever he wanted to just to keep it close and not getting out of hand. Other than that, like, it was pretty much a game the Celtics were punting. This was not a moral victory for the Bucks. I'm happy we won. I'm happy we got back in the win column. I'm happy that kind of at least keeps pace with everybody below us. I've been kind of watching the Orlando score, and
no, man, I don't even care that Horford and Porzingis didn't play. I was ready to be really happy about this win. I was until the Giannis thing happened.
I wasn't, and it's because of a big part of the Celtics offense is Drew Holiday posting up and then having Porzingis slip behind the screen into the dunker spot. That's a really difficult thing to defend if you're a team. And with the way the Bucks have been hemorrhaging points in the paint, that was actually a matchup I was really looking for, was how does Brook, Bobby, and Giannis deal with Porzingis? And they didn't have – I mean, the Celtics had nothing to prove coming into this game. This wasn't – I don't feel great about this win. It was fine.
I did until Giannis went down with the injury.
I didn't. I was like, this is a game the Bucks should have won, just like Washington, just like the Grizzlies, because the Celtics are playing for health right now. They weren't going full bore into this game. Like, you could just look at the players. Like, Jaylen Brown wasn't being as aggressive as he had been out of the All-Star break. Tatum, he would pull up and hit a three. Like, there were all sorts of things that, like, the Celtics could have put everybody out there and beaten the shit out of us, I think. The Bucks
Brook Lopez was on fire. Giannis was doing his thing. I mean, it was.
Well, how much did Lopez play in the second half? How much did he play in the second? So on fire. How much did he play in the second half? It wasn't a lot.
Because they were up by double digits most of the game. I think Doc was being a little picky about where he was going to use everybody's minutes once they were up by 20.
But then why was Giannis out there?
That's a great question.
So no, like the Bucks the Bucks needed to win this game. That was the thing. The Bucks had to get this win. The Celtics could have done whatever they wanted to. The Celtics could have pulled their pants down onto their ankles and just waddled around the court, and it would have been whatever. It's nothing for them. This game meant nothing for the Celtics. And you could ask your buddy Nick Cattles if the Celtics really took this matchup seriously today. Because I don't think they viewed this as a playoff. You lose to the Raptors, the Grizzlies, and the Wizards all in a week. Dude, no one's taking you that seriously. The Bucks had to get in the
there's a lot of ground to make up before people start to trust this team. Let's bring in our guest this evening, Milwaukee comedian, one of my favorite people on the Milwaukee comedy scene, and a big Bucks fan in his own right. He is Eric Smith. Eric, how are you this evening, my friend?
What up, y'all? I'm good.
Did you catch the game tonight?
Yeah, I watched the game. It was a good game, good win.
Yeah, it was a good win, right? Before Giannis got hurt, it was a good win, right? Drew was being a downer. Drew was a bummer.
It was a good win, man.
I don't think it's a great win. Like the win against both wins against Dallas were good wins. Beating Denver the second time we played them, that was a good win. This one, the Celtics were not playing hard in this. The Celtics didn't want. Yeah, Tatum whines because he's what somebody said he complains as much as Caitlin Clark. Okay, that's what people think of Jason Tatum. But dude, Jaylen Brown wasn't playing that hard. I think Drew Holiday was the only one who looked like he kind of gave a shit on that team today. They didn't run a lot of those backdoor screens that I was talking about with Porzingis. The only guy who did it, they did it one time. It was in the second quarter, and it was with Luke Cornett. I actually took notes on that. Shut up! Are they finding more legs out there? God
damn! Wait. Oh no, okay, that's still coming from you. I thought they were passing my house. I was like, we don't live that close to each other. That'd be crazy.
It's straight up Oklahoma. They came from your house. I'm gonna dox you now.
Eric. Eric, how down were you about this team before the win tonight? Coming up the 4-game losing
I'm not gonna lie. The last couple games, I was down. I didn't know if Celtics was sitting out enough people with KP and Horford. I thought they should have set out more people just so we could get the win. But we still got it. I mean, if we couldn't beat the Wizards, then I wasn't sure how we was gonna beat, Celtics. But we did it though. And it was a good win. Good fashion too.
I honestly thought what they were going to do tonight is I really thought that the Celtics would have played their starters in the first half and then slowly just cut everybody out and just have it be just a white guy roster. That's not what I thought they were going to do. I thought you were going to have Peyton Pritchard and fucking Luke Cornett, fucking. Well, I don't even know who they got. A lot of white guy names on there. I don't know.
It get real Boston-y after Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, and Tatum.
They got a lot of bartenders out there.
They got Maya Tech over there.
They got a lot
Sam Hauser.
Got some Kyle O'Shaughnessy's out there.
Yeah. They get real Boston-y.
They got some Peter.
It does get kind of Boston-y at the back end of their bench. Isn't that weird how that happens? Isn't it weird how that happens?
White dudes that can shoot.
Yeah.
How do they all find Boston? How does Boston find all of them? How does this keep happening?
No, I mean that Giannis thing. Also, should we address that? Okay, I'm not friends with that guy that's accused right now of the leg murder.
Wait,
I didn't even bring it up, man.
Wait, Drew,
Dick Newborn brought it up.
Drew, chill.
Jake brought that up.
He didn't bring it up on the show. Nobody brought it up on the show, dude. But now that you have,
I feel like it needs to be
by the way,
addressed.
Jake wasn't the only one. Multiple people.
My mom asked me about him.
No, actually, two people DM'd me, and they were like, "Hey, man, your co-host is Facebook friends with maybe a murderer," and I was like, "What?" What?
Oh my god!
Okay,
I was like, "What is going on?"
I I'm like,
I haven't been following this. I haven't been following the story at all. Like I saw the headline somewhere, but I haven't been following the story at all. But they've found severed body parts in a park somewhere. I don't even know where, dude. I don't even know what happened. And you're apparently Facebook friends with a person of interest.
And he's
the
in
person.
and 33 other comics also are. So,
Not me.
all of you look at yourselves.
Not
Here's
me.
the thing, Rami. Now, here's the thing. You were gone for years, and stuff like that. Like you're on, you're off. Here's the problem. I was hosting the High Note open mic, and I just had to kind of friend people that would message me and shit like that. This guy went up and was as bad as you would think at open mics.
This is crazy.
Like whatever, but you go up there and he's like, hey, what are some other open mics that a lot of sick women are at? I'm like, oh, Bremen Hill Reagan or something. Like that's what I say. And I was joking. But now it's like a problem. But
yo,
you might want to unfriend him, dude.
Flaggy's too mean. They said I was too mean to all the new people. Well, you know what? I stopped hosting that open mic. Everybody was super nice and lovey-dovey, and now someone got murdered. So bullying works. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is not a laughing matter.
Bro,
this is not a laughing matter.
No, it's not.
But I really came on here to talk about the Bucks and Giannis's body part. His soldiers, or whatever the fuck that is.
Well, and
Drew took this somewhere else, and I'm just letting him get it off. I have no association with this.
You brought it up. You brought it up.
But no, Jake brought it up because I tagged in the tweet.
This is me and Ramie.
I got to talk about it now because
you did. Nobody brought it up on the show. Nobody brought it up on the show. You brought it up on the show.
But I'm bringing it up. It's like, yeah, Jake. Yeah, that guy does have spare body parts in his fridge.
Okay,
just I can't.
I want to get back to the Bucks because we're putting Eric in a bad spot. I just want one piece of advice. Unfriend him, dude. Just unfriend him on Facebook.
Well, I didn't know about it until my mom texted me this morning. But now also I can see his comment section. Why? Like it's private. If my girlfriend couldn't look at the comment section, I could. I'm taking screenshots. I'm out here doing reporting. I'm doing journalism right now.
Just unfriend him. Unfriend that man. Unfriend that man like Eric is about to do to us in real life. Eric,
I will. When the comment section pulls off, we got hot stuff right here.
Please do not bring it to the show. Please do not bring it to the show.
One of our loyal 3 listeners did that.
Okay, maybe bring it to the show, but when we don't have a guest on, all right, a guest who came on to talk Bucks. Eric, how I've been saying all along, and I always say I don't know if I'm just like talking myself into it or whatever the case might be, lying to myself. I'm still pretty confident that with Giannis, Dame, Chris, Brooke, that this is a team that can flip the switch and still make a deep playoff run. Somebody said the other day in our comments on YouTube, this is a team that could get bounced in the first round or make a deep run in the East. And I was like, yeah, I could easily see both of those things happening right now. I don't think that this is necessarily a done deal because we've seen them struggle against some of the worst teams in the NBA.
Right. Yeah, it's such a cop-out statement to be like, oh, well, they can get bounced in the first or they can go all the way. Pick which one it's gonna be. I think we are serious contenders, man. The thing is, it's our big 3 every game. Our big 3. I know, I know we don't need all 3 to beat the Wizards, the Raptors, but we still got to build that chemistry. And nights like this, and you know what I'm saying, like you see all 3 play, and then you get Brooke going, and then I like the Pat Bev in the starting lineup. But that big 3 is crucial, man. And the thing is, I was watching tonight. We really want to see Dame and Giannis have the pick and roll connection. But, man, that Middleton to Giannis connection is just special. It's I don't know why, but it works really well. And I think Chris and Giannis could do the pick and roll and have Dame be off ball, and he's still not off ball, but there's times where we can see that in the offense and it works. So we need our big 3, man.
My favorite sequence of the game was because I said it in our group chat, that I wanted to see more of the high pick and roll. And Dame and Giannis went right to the high pick and roll. Dame, got the ball, he got the screen, he gave it to Giannis down in the post. Giannis, instead of taking the shot, looked at it, kicked the ball out, and went around the perimeter. And then Middleton got the ball on the wing, took 2 steps in, and then just nailed a little jump shot. That was nice. Like that got everybody involved. Yeah. There were a lot of times like that. Those kind of sequences are open where if you got all 3 of those guys cooking, you got a whole triangle here where you can have all of it. You can have Giannis in the post. You can have Dame coming off a screen and driving. You got Middleton, who is shooting great from the mid-range. Everybody can get their shots where they want them, and all of them are great passers. Every one of them is an above-average passer. Dame is, I would say, at the worst, a B-plus passer. Giannis and Chris to each other are like A-plus passers. Yeah. And with another year under their belt next year, Dame could be an A-plus guy right in there with the 2 of them. It's just they haven't had enough continuity with all 3 of them to be able to do it. But, like, man, that was so disheartening watching Giannis go down after Middleton gets a tooth knocked out and comes back and plays. And it's like, I'm just like, man, fucking just bubble wrap everybody right now. I'm like, I just want health going into the playoffs. You got 3 games left. The Bucks should be able to take care of Orlando and Oklahoma City without Giannis.
And Drew, like I said, and Eric, I'll pose the question to you. You end up with the 3 seed, you probably get Indiana the way things sit right now. If they were to fall down into the 3 seed, if you get the 2 seed, you're going to get the winner of who did I say, Drew? Miami and Philly. You're going to get the winner of Miami and Philly in a 7-game series in the first round if you get the 2 seed.
Yeah,
which one of those 2 would you prefer?
Definitely Indiana. Definitely Indiana out of them, but I feel like, man, we're gonna have to play. I want to. It don't matter. I believe in the team though, so I want us to like knock out whoever. I don't think Philly is good, but Embiid really not no playoff player, So, but I would rather take Indiana.
Yeah, I mean Indiana for the size matchups, and also I still would rather the higher seed because if Giannis is hurt, I want Bobby Portis at home as many times as possible. I need to. Right now, we got 2 road games left. You got to watch Bobby Portis play on the road and see if he can harness this. Because you got to think he's getting probably starting minutes. Yeah. Jake Crowder didn't play.
That is true. That is true. I see the benefits of both. But even though we were talking, I don't know, we've been talking in the last 3 or 4 shows, Drew, about the importance of hanging on to that 2 seed. And by the way, right now, 1 game up in the loss column on Orlando and New York. They still have 2 games left against Orlando and 2 games up in the loss column again over Cleveland. There's how many games left? There's 3 games left. So they're not falling further than I would say the 4 seed at the very worst. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if you fall down to that 3 seed and fuck it, let Orlando take the winner of either Philly or Miami and do some of the heavy lifting for you. Orlando gets knocked out in that first round. Somebody who's more of a threat to you than Indy is going to get knocked out there in the first round.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Indy right now, because like Halliburton had a good night, so it's like he might be starting to get his legs back from whatever injuries and stuff he's been having, but maybe it's just playoff swagger that he's going in with and he's playing for something again. I am not worried about Indy because outside of their starters, they don't have a shooter that scares me anymore. Like Buddy Hield was a guy that I was kind of like, all right, iffy on. I don't think Obi Toppin is going to launch 6 threes from us again. I don't think that Tyrese Halliburton is really going to go for like a 45-point game against us ever again. I don't think Miles Turner can outclass Giannis if he's healthy, Brook and Portis. Or I'll even go with Bobby Portis and Brook for the first round if Giannis has to sit for a couple games. But we also got a week off in between.
Man, so. Eric, if Giannis has to sit in the first round, I'm having flashes and shades of what happened a year ago against Miami. I want this team, I endorse what you said, Drew. Wrap everybody in bubble wrap. Everybody who's got a nick, a cut, a bruise. I'm good with not seeing Giannis again the rest of this season. Wrap everybody up in bubble wrap, and let's wait for the playoffs.
We got to get those Gallinari minutes now.
Oh God, we got Manera minutes coming in here. God,
gotta get them Gallinari minutes.
Oh man.
Hey Eric, before we let you go, I haven't seen you in a minute, man, and you're like the only person who I can talk Bears with on the Milwaukee comedy scene. I don't know where you've been hiding. How do you feel about where we're at? Right, it looks like Caleb Williams is the guy number one. They traded Justin Fields. I haven't heard your thoughts on any of this because you and I were both big Justin Fields guys. So yeah. I'm just wondering how you feel about the situation.
I went to Pittsburgh, bro. So, but I do think it's a good situation. I think it's a good situation Caleb is coming into. Paul, like we'll see the like how the moves pay off that Paul's made, but it's definitely a good situation. Keenan Allen. We'll see what they do with that 9th pick. If they get a receiver, it's looking like a doomsday. But it's a good situation. But I'm curious to see what the Steelers do now, man. I like Justin Fields.
Well, I can't get down with Justin Fields. You're just following Justin Fields to the Steelers?
Yeah, bro. I can't be a Bears fan, bro. You got me on the internet as a Bears fan. I can't do that, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
I just like Fields.
Why are you trying to talk Bears with me every time I see you then?
Because I like Fields. I was with y'all when y'all had Fields. But y'all got rid of him. So I was like, but wait, let me say one last thing.
Who are you a fan of? Like, who is your football team?
Nobody. I don't got no football team.
Whoever Justin Fields plays for, apparently.
I just like Justin. But look, let me say one last thing. Drew, I think you're giving the Celtics way too much credit tonight. I think they were trying to win. I think we've seen a lot of the same stuff with them. They not the same team when they're not hitting threes. I thought Jaylen Brown was trying to win. He just took bad shots tonight.
Well, he took a lot of threes, which was uncharacteristic of what he usually does because he's a kind of terrible 3-point shooter.
He took some mid range, like just they it's a make or miss league, but I think they didn't need to win as much as we did, but it's a lot of the same stuff I've seen from them. What's our net? Like what's the I don't know the stat. I'm not a stat guy, so but what's the net between us? Because we lost to them by 3. By 3 in Boston?
Yeah, it was like 1-3 each time we pulled in pretty quickly.
So we probably got but we've been beating them by a lot though.
Yeah, we beat them. I mean, we definitely have. If you're going to go with point differential,
point differential.
Yeah, we definitely have them on that because we blew them out when they sat everybody, and that was also here, I think, right?
Yeah.
We won. Each team won the home games, which is a bigger thing about we're not going to get home court against Celtics, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the Celtics. I haven't been as scared of them all year as like a lot of people are. I'm more worried about our health, obviously. I mean, but also I was worried about Pat Beverly's wrist, and apparently that guy dude, that guy. He's got a torn ligament in his wrist.
He was hooping today. I love the move.
Did it?
He has good numbers as a starter on the year. I think he's averaging around like 14 as a starter, even when he was in Philly. I love him as a starter. Malik Beasley to the bench, like no disrespect, but I just like that fit better. And that's something that I've been wanting to see.
Would you guys make this a permanent move?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the rest of the year, because the amount of times that I praised Beasley's defense under Doc Rivers, and I was like, man, he can play some defense. He was coming around with like some really timely steals and stuff. It's just not there. Guys are still getting by him. You got there's a lot of times where somebody would, get by Beasley and then Dame has to get off his guy and go play defense, like help. You turn Damian Lillard into a help defender, which is not something he's ever had to do in his career. Yeah. And that's because Beasley did get blown by. I would rather Bev pick up 6 fouls every game as a starter and just try to lock guys as best as he can because he's a pest. But also the other thing that I really like about Pat Beverly out there is a second point guard on the floor. I really like his vision for the game. I like the way he looks at the game, and maybe I'm biased because now I listen to his podcast and how he talks about like the coaching angle from it. But the other thing that I really like about him, he's not a mid-range shooter. He doesn't take bad shots, but he's quick and he can get by guys, and he'll at least try to throw up that little floater. And more times than not, he's able to make it and he can create his own shot.
He's solid. He takes the pressure off Dame, bringing the ball up the court, and then a lot of times he'll just get us in our offense, like get across half, pass it in. Then he'll just make the extra pass. He'll make the screen for the shooter. Like, I just love his energy. He communicates on defense. I thought it was a great move from Doc, man. I don't know why we didn't see Jay. I thought Jay could have been our fifth starter. I thought that was always in the air for us, but I'm cool with Beasley coming off because best case scenario is say Beasley and Bobby Porter because our bench scoring has been bad. So if you get a night where Beasley and Porter's just catch fire, you might get 20 plus 20, 30 points out of them. So I just think it was a better fit. And I saw I think it was Ty Winders. He was on your show. He said that Doc mentioned something about that before the game to the TNT staff. Like, he felt like guys, the starters was trying to get Beasley his shots. And that was my thing from the beginning. I thought it was just too much offense. Like, we got Dame, Giannis, Chris Brook. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just need our fifth starter just to play defense. Like, we don't need...
That goes into the whole Damian Lillard not taking 20 shots a night when it's like you're trying to pass and get other guys going, but it's like, dude, you were brought here to be that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
he's still not taking shots. But I mean, when we playing like that though, like when Brook is coming out, what he hit 5 threes in the first quarter, and it's so much around that like it's some games where I don't know. Like, he did pass up a few shots. Like, he's got to figure out how to get his shots. Just they got to set them screens super high, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know what it is with that. But we still a good team when the ball is moving. If everybody could get like, we got multiple guys that can score double digits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I know. Well, I mean, top to bottom, I think the team is incredibly talented. I've said it all year. This is the most talented team Bucks fans will probably ever get to see, because next year Middleton's another year older. Giannis is another year older, even though he doesn't want to slow down.
Ooh.
Dame's another year older. I mean, who knows with a full year and a real system around Damian Lillard what he's capable of on this team. But Beasley's on a 1-year deal with us. Brooks another year older. Bobby's another year older. Pat Connaughton's another year older.
We have to talk about this? Why can't we? Why do we have to remember that we're all getting one day closer to death every day we wake up? Why you got to remind us of this, Drew?
True,
because right now, like, we can just feel fortunate that we have the roster that can turn Tommy and make it better. I'm still not ruling the team out as long as, I mean, okay, you know what I'll do? If it comes out that Giannis is like seriously really hurt, I'll wave the white flag. I'm gonna be like, we're fucked. I will say we are fucked.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he is one of the most dominant players.
Should I light this, or is it not time yet?
I think you should light the prayer candle.
Should I light my Giannis prayer candle, or is it?
We've been through this before.
I have the citrus sunrise candle that smells really nice.
Man, when Giannis hyperextended his knee against the Hawks, and we came back and won the finals, he had 30-point double his first game back, bro. I'm not gonna doubt him till he's out of there, man.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what I kept saying though too about the entire roster. I'm like, I'm not gonna rule out Chris, Dame, and Giannis until they're just done. That's it.
They gotta play, boy. 22.
I want to say this though about, since you're still here, the thing was, like, when you said, yeah, Brook made those shots early on, I still felt like they settled for those threes instead of really working for something. Like, Dame would probe or Giannis would probe the defense, and then it just kind of was like, all right, like, especially with Giannis, the game slowed down. Nobody was really getting their shot. No one was moving. It's like, all right, we gave it to Brook. Now he's going to hoist up a 35-foot three. And yeah, he made them. So that's good, but that's not reliable every night. I would much rather get some more movement around that ball and have Giannis.
I thought early on we got good quality shots early on.
I think Brook first.
Like you saw, no, I didn't mind the Brook threes. The Brook threes in the first was
Uh-oh.
cool, but he does like as he started making them, he started getting further and
Yeah,
further back. That's a problem. But I don't. Brook is shooting it well from three. It's just when that's the only type of shot he take, it's a problem. Like if you're not making them, Brook, go get a layup. But I thought in the beginning of the game we got threes from Brook. We got the alleys from Giannis. Then you get Giannis a clear out on Giannis in the post, and he throws it to Pat Bev and a dunker. Like I thought we had like a lot of good quality shots from us
yeah.
tonight.
Brook also Brook took those first 2 threes, and then he also got the ball pump faked, and then he went into the paint, and I was really happy with him doing that
Yeah,
instead of just settling for that jump shot.
yeah.
But
I thought we was pretty good on like. I don't think we settled for a lot of threes because you see Beasley take one in on Drew Holiday. Pat Connaughton got some layups. I really didn't mind the 3-point shooting from us tonight. I mean, of course, we shot like
Excuse me, a
so
motorcycle
well.
gang was driving
I don't
past
think
my
we.
window. Sorry about that.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. I thought that definitely came through the mic. You
No.
mentioned the big three of Giannis, Drew, or not Drew, Giannis, Dame, and Chris. And I saw this tweet the other day. I meant to bring it up, Drew. You just reminded me of it. It was from Marcus Johnson. And he points out that the lineup of Middleton, Giannis, Dame, Lopez, and Beasley. Now they switched out Beasley for Pat tonight. He said has been dominating. Of the 25-player lineups that have been on the court for at least 300 minutes this season, Milwaukee has the highest net efficiency, outscoring opponents by 15 per 100 possessions. When those and I think it comes down to, well, Brook is a big part of it too. I think the point guard position between Beasley and Bev is interchangeable. When you have those three guys healthy on the court, we've been talking about this all season, that they are as good as anybody in the league. You need the others to step up. And you were just talking about Pat Connaughton and some of these other guys hitting shots. But when those three are on the court, people can say what they want. This is a dangerous team. And that's why I said, despite losing 4 in a row to some bad basketball teams, this is still a team that I think most in the East should probably fear.
I'll say this too, though. Tonight, another big thing was when the Celtics started punching back into this game, especially after Giannis went down and they smelled blood. They started making a big move towards us. And AJ Green hit some big shots just to keep pushing that ball further away from them. Like that was nice. Like having a guy like AJ Green that can come in and he can launch those 35-foot threes, and that's a great thing to rely on. And the best thing about AJ Green, in my opinion, is he shoots those from the wings and up top. It's not just the corners like Beasley. Because Beasley is basically kind of like a PJ Tucker type player right now without the defense, where he's going to park his ass in the corners and try to hit those. And if he's not hitting those, he ain't hitting them from anywhere. At least AJ Green will shoot from all the spots around the perimeter. And I don't know. I'm kind of like late in the season. I feel bad doing it, but I'm kind of selling on Beasley now after I was such a big Beasley.
Wow.
I mean,
Watch your back
last
around
year.
Drew Flag. He will turn on you.
Oh, I'm not going to turn on you, dude. There's not legs in the fridge. It's just...
You keep
Turn
coming
on
back to
Beasley.
this.
Turn on Beasley.
You keep
but
coming
still
back to
Facebook
this,
friends.
man.
Well, because people are DMing you. I'm not fucking friends. I know more people at this fucking bar.
He stayed down
Eric,
the street from you.
I know you don't want to talk about the murderer, and we're about to talk some Brewers. I know you really don't want anything to do with that. Before we let you go, any parting shots, anything to plug? Eric Smith, comedian, see him all over Milwaukee. Any shows coming up?
No shows coming up.
Okay, all right. How can they follow? Can they follow you on Instagram? You got clips on Instagram, TikTok. How do they find you, man?
Follow me on Instagram at @thesmith. It's ETHESMITH. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and I'll post shows when they come up.
There you go.
Are you doing Madison's Funniest or no?
No, I might. Are you?
No.
Are you going with Ramie?
No, I couldn't commit to that many Wednesdays. Like even 2
I'm just saying, are you riding up there?
No.
Oh, all right.
All
right, man. Thanks for having me. Bucks and 6.
Are you in it? Are you in it?
Nah.
No.
Are you in Madison's Funniest, Eric?
No.
All right, man.
Listen!
Bucks and 6. We'll talk soon.
He said no.
All
All
right.
right. Brewers.
All right. There goes Eric Smith.
All right, Brewers.
Yeah, catch me in Madison, the Madison Funniest competition. I'm on the lineup for tomorrow. So if you're anywhere near the Madison area, come out and give your boy a vote. It's 40% audience vote, 60% judges. So you can come out and help me win $1,000 comedy on state tomorrow in Madison and every Wednesday after, as long as I advance. And I plan on advancing. So there's that plug.
All $1,000 of Ramie's winnings will be put into this podcast.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I'm going to buy Drew a real camera and microphone, maybe even a ring light. It's all going back into the podcast, so he doesn't look like a murderer. In addition to being Facebook friends with
now you're bringing it up.
Persons of interest.
Before we talk about the Brewers, what I was trying to say, my mom was the first one who texted me about the whole situation, and she goes, he went to open mics. Was he like weird? Yeah, everybody that does open mics is fucking weird.
I think she means especially weird.
Then the answer is no. Do you know how many of my friends? Do you know how many people that we know that we're friends with that you would be all like, well, the warning signs weren't there. The warning signs are there for like most of the comedy scene.
I don't think that's true. We're not a troublesome bunch. We don't have troublesome people in the comedy scene in Milwaukee. I mean, here and there, but we tend to what's the word I'm looking for? Outcast them. They don't hang around. At least as far as I know, they don't hang around very long. You don't have to name any names.
Yeah, we outcast them. I mean, like, I was like, what? I don't know how long you've been doing it. I'm pushing 10 years here, and it's like the amount of weirdos, dude. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, they're all weird. There is like a very fine pipeline to I'm just kidding, and I'm into feet stuff to other shit. Like there's too many of them that are weird, and I don't want to shit on the anime people.
There's weird,
but like,
and then there's finding body parts in the park weird.
Anime people, you're on notice now. You're right there with furries. All right, you're all on notice, and I'm taking back the comedy scene. I'm gonna start being mean to people again because at least being mean to people keeps them in line. All right,
fair enough.
Now we'll talk about the Brewers because I'll be nice.
My computer froze, and I don't know what you said for the last 45 seconds, but I'm pretty sure it got weird while I was gone.
Yeah, I said something about, like the anime people are on notice and, fucking there's a pipe.
Did you say something about feet too?
Yeah. Because
all right,
too
cool.
many.
You don't need to rehash the whole thing. I was just wondering how weird it got while it was
like
so. The Brewers won today. They're 7-3 now. They topped the Reds 9-5. I've said this. I know we're still early in the season, but I've kind of said this all season, Drew, in that this is a team that it doesn't look the same night in and night out, but they find ways to win.
Leading off an inning tonight, Blake Perkins bunted for a base hit. That was cool to see. Last night, even I'll go as far to say this too. Like, for a pretty young team, with Churio, Frelick, Blake Perkins, you got a lot of young guys on this team. Being down 6-0 to start that game yesterday, with Ashby coming back off of an injury, and they battled back and they made it a game. What did they lose? 10-8 last night?
I think so.
Tonight
I was watching it through the box score. And Matt, the security guy at the Improv, kept coming over to me and giving me updates. But yeah, it ended up being 10-8, and they were down 8-0 at one point in that game.
2 or something. Like they poked back a little bit. It doesn't matter because like they're a young team and they kept fighting the entire way. And it's like one of those things. Maybe they're too dumb to know it's dire. And like I like the youthful ignorance of not knowing that maybe this is a game that we're just going to kind of punt. And those guys are all taking it very seriously. They're being professionals about it. Early in the season, it's easy to be high and low, especially when they're young. And I think they're showing a lot of great poise, and they're taking it one at bat at a time, every one of those players. and that goes from Yelich to Adames.
I was
I like what I've seen out of them. I like their plate approach. I think they, for the most part, take really good at bats. Yesterday, the starter, he throws like 100-mile-an-hour cutters for like Cincinnati. And like, dude, he was touching like 99 and 100 with cutters. And these dudes were just going up there like, all right, like we were trying to attack early, and then they learned and they took better at bats the second time and third time around the rotation.
Cody Bellinger just gunned some dude down at third base from deep center field. That was pretty. That was fun to watch. Oh, shut up. But I forgot what I was about. Oh, I remember. I was cleaning the house today, Drew. I was doing a little dusting, and I came to the realization that there's a cycle. You know those memes, and it's like, and they show like the cycle that I saw one about Bears fans, like win the off season, talk shit, lose, cry. And that was the cycle. There is a cycle with Brewers fans of get mad at team for not spending money, lose all hope, get optimistic, fall in love with team, and then start all over. That seems, and I said when the season started that this was a team that could compete, and the longer that the season goes, the more invested. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be looking to the future. This is a young team, and they traded off some veteran pieces to indicate that they are building more for the future than they are today. But I think as the season goes on, you're gonna fall in love with this group of guys because it's a fun brand of baseball to watch. They have a manager who's like a grumpy old but still lovable baseball guy who I think baseball fans, Brewers fans specifically, can get behind. You're going to be more and more invested in what's happening this season as the year goes on, and you fall more in love with this baseball team.
I mean, I told you to start the season, like when we did like our preseason kind of preview thing. I'm invested in the growth of this team. It's not so much what the outcome is at the end of the year. Like last year, I was frustrated with Willy Adames. I very, very clearly have been a Willy Adames hater. The thing is, right now, I like what he's been bringing to the team this many games into the season. I think he's been fine. Like his plate approach is better. He's making better contact. I think he's right on the ball. I think he's got a better eye at the plate. And I think that trickles down to all the younger guys is all having better and more poised at bats. And those young guys are all just playing a style. So this, I said, with the core of young players that we have right now, this is so much like the Packers season where I don't know where we're going to end up in the end of the year. I hope we're playing meaningful baseball into September, and I hope these guys all learn from it. But then whatever they achieve this year, now that's your expectation next year, which sucks because there's going to be sophomore slump. Sophomore slumps happen. There's a reason why it's hope. But
I think, there is sort of a, because there was so much change and so many of the established guys have moved on, including the manager. There is a new bar to be set. There are standards to be set for this group of guys. And you're right. It starts this year, but then the expectations only go up probably this year on.
Well, sometimes you gotta take inventory of what do you have and like what are pieces that can get moved. Now, if this team at the end of the year is playing with this level of whatever, just getting it done, doing the little things right, playing great defense, you know what? My tune will absolutely change on Willy Adames. And now I'm going to be a pay the guy thing if he's going to be a fixture of this lineup of Christian Yelich, who, again, now this is early in the season, and we keep joking Yelich is back, but he destroys the Reds. Like, and again, the last two nights, he has absolutely hammered them single-handedly. Yes, we lost last night. We won tonight. Yelich was as much a part of that as everyone else. He likes going to Cincy and beating that team up. And that's great. So, like, if Contreras, he had a great game on Sunday. He had a 2-homer game. So, like, we have enough.
I really like Contreras. Man, I really like this. I really like the makeup of this team. I said this on our last podcast. I like, and I know you don't want to hear half of this. I really like the makeup of both the Cubs and the Brewers, and I'm really looking forward to the race. But I think it's going to make for some really fun baseball. If you're a baseball fan, and even if you hate the Cubs but can appreciate like a fun brand of baseball, I think you're going to see these two teams go head to head and neck as far as the standings and the race for the division, and it's going to be really, really fun to watch.
I would love for them to come down to being the Brewers and Cubs at the end of the year, because it's going to be really funny for one of us of who wins it. Like, that's going to be.
Dude, I was working Brewers post game on the Fan for game 163, and I remained a professional. All right, I don't have to do that here, but I did there, and I did what I did. I did what I do. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't notice a difference in the show, I don't think.
No, I mean, if we win, I'm going to be laughing at you. If you win, I expect to get laughed at, and I'm going to be like, boom, it's whatever, it happens.
That's part of the fun of sports. I love it.
But, like, I don't know, like, I'm having a lot of fun. They got a great start out of Joe Ross today. That was great. Also,
they're a pitching factory, man.
Well, he was a free agent, so yeah.
But even guys that they bring in, they know how to tap into them and get a little bit more out of them than they did in previous stops.
Did you watch any of the Brewer game? Because they had the preview for tomorrow and Wade Miley's picture looks insane.
No, I didn't. I watched most of the game. I was paying half attention once the Bucks game started, but I watched most of the game.
Yeah, I say Wade Miley, the picture he took, he looks like I guess I don't know what a maniac looks like because of my Facebook friends list, but like he looks like a maniac. It's pretty funny.
All right. I'm not sick, but I keep losing my voice today. I don't know. My throat just gets really dry and my voice starts to go away. And it's happening again. And I have Madison's Funniest tomorrow. So I want to be in tippy top shape. Come out to Madison Comedy on State tomorrow if you're anywhere nearby. And just give me a vote whether I deserve it or not, and help me move on to the quarterfinals of the Madison's Funniest competition. What was that?
Drink some tea with some honey in it.
I will do that. And also please follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. I see the numbers again, very good as far as the live viewers tonight. We appreciate that. You're doing us a favor there. You could do us another favor and just go over to any one or all three of those outlets, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and follow, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, and help us grow this thing. Drew, you got anything to plug before we wrap up?
Yeah. Do we know anything about the princess? Has that manifested in anything? Is Kate Middleton, is she still gone? Do we know anything about that?
Well, she put out a video saying that she was diagnosed with cancer. Some people are saying that that video is AI. But it was released by the BBC. They're sticking to their guns and saying no, it was indeed real. But people have theories. People always have theories, Drew, and that's where we stand right now.
I just kind of I lost total interest in that because now we've got local scandals. Don't worry, I'm taking screenshots, everybody, of comment sections. I just want to clear that up. Like
our mutual friend Jake, who was one of the two people that alerted me that you're Facebook friends with a person of interest in multiple body parts found in a park. He said that we should turn this into a crime podcast until this thing is solved.
There's not enough crime. Well, I mean, we are in Milwaukee. There is enough crime, but how much of it's notable? Jake, here's the thing. You know what we're gonna do?
One case. Just this one case. We could base the show around. I've seen more ridiculous premises for podcasts.
Are we going to go down to the Deer District for like Bucks games for the playoffs? Are we going to go watch them down there?
I mean, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Then we'll ask people, be like, what were you thinking when they started popping off caps down there? It's going to be fine. Like, we will find crime to report on that's sports adjacent. Okay.
All right.
We don't need to make this a shitty open mic crime. It's like, who did Molly in the basement in a bar? Oh, guess what? All of us.
On that very positive note, I've never done Molly. I've never in my life done Molly. All right. I've done other things. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm like a goody two shoes. I've never done Molly. I can honestly say that.
All right. Ramie's never done Molly.
In a bathroom or anywhere else. I haven't done cocaine either.
In a basement. You have to go upstairs to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not in a basement or a bathroom. I've never done cocaine.
I've never done cocaine in a box. I've never done it with a fox.
What else? Heroin. Never done heroin. All right. This is a great note to end the show on. Again, follow, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend. We do appreciate you. This has been Ramie and Drew, episode 42. Everybody pray for Giannis. I'll light my Giannis prayer candle. Everybody pray for Giannis and that he's back and healthy for the playoffs. Drew, I will let's try and I got to go to Madison tomorrow, but let's try and line something up for tomorrow if we can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can do one after or during. Maybe we can do one during the Brewers game.
All right, we'll figure it out. Check it out. Check out all our channels. We'll talk to you tomorrow. That's Ramie and Drew, episode 42.